I will wait to buy a new modern technologies because I want to know about their positive and negative effects before buying them. First of all, I want to know about the positive effects of a new modern technology. For example, if I want to buy a new iPhone 6s, then I will think about the latest features it has, such as FaceTime feature. Therefore, I will research everything about this feature before buying a new iPhone 6s. Moreover, I will consider the negative effects of new modern technology. For example, if I want to buy a new computer, then I will consider that my computer should download a joint meeting software because I have to attend the meetings, and if my computer is not able to download that software, then the computer is no use for me.
Hi there, these comments are for Harpreet17, and I am Michael, the founder owner and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-Step System to Pass the TOEFL IBT. And you completed Independent Speaking Practice Test number 30. So let me take a look at what this one is. When a brand new device of modern technology, for example a cell phone or a computer, comes out, should you buy it immediately or should you wait before you buy it? Give some reasons to support your opinion.
I will wait to buy a new modern technologies because I want to know about it. I will wait to buy a new modern technologies because I want.
You can't say I will wait to buy a new modern technologies. You can say I will wait before I buy a brand new modern technological device. If you take technology and change it to technological and then you put device in front of it and use it as an adjective, I think that would work better than how you said it there. So that's a language use issue.
To know about the positive and negative effects before buying them. For example, before buying them. First of all, I want to know about the wait to buy a new modern technologies because I want to know about the positive.
I want to know the T. The T consonant sound is something you want to work on right now, right? So if you go to the pronunciation area in my course, you'll see the T, tip versus dip. Focus on differentiating between the T and the D consonant sounds, especially when they're at the beginning of a word.
And negative effects before buying them. First of all, I want to know about the positive effects of a new modern technology. For example, if
No, you're missing it. You're trying to use technology, I think, in the wrong way. Technology refers kind of like a collective noun to all kinds of different things, but I don't think how you're using it works very well.
I want to buy a new iPhone 6s, then I will think about the latest features it has, such as FaceTime feature. Therefore, I will research everything about this feature before buying a new iPhone 6s.
Okay.
Moreover, I will consider the negative effects of new modern technology. For example, if I want to buy a new computer, then I will consider that my computer should download a joint meeting software because I have to attend the meetings, and if my computer is
I have to attend.
not able to download that software, then the computer is no use for me.
Okay, overall, I think you did a pretty good job on it, but you did have some pronunciation issues and some language use issues, especially with the word technology. You could probably organize ideas together a little bit better too. Maybe if you have your 2 support points, and then just make it clear when you're moving from the one point to the next. I think overall, let me look at the rubrics here for just a minute. Give me 1 second. I think it'd be tough to get a score of 4 on this one, so you have some delivery issues you have to overcome, and that recurring problem throughout the speech with the word technology I think is enough to bring this one down. So I'm going to put you at about 3.0 out of 4, 23 points out of 30. So as you're going through my pronunciation videos, make sure that you're reading out loud. You read out loud with me as I teach you the information in those videos, and that can be helpful. It's called tracking, and you're just getting used to the speed and the pace and the tone, and you're getting used to all the different sounds of American English and how to pronounce them. Right, so I heard you and Pranash are kind of corresponding a little bit, which I think is fantastic, by the way. It's a great idea. Collaborate. Figure out ways of improving your English. So I know that she encouraged you to use English more, to talk to native speakers. So if you're living in the United States, I'd like you to consider joining Toastmasters International. This is a speaking organization. There are clubs in many cities across the United States and also in other countries for that matter. So if you go to Toastmasters.org, you can learn more about this organization and you can start showing up at the meetings each week and start doing speaking. You can practice giving presentations in front of a group of native speakers. I think that'd be a good idea. Now, if you can, find opportunities to volunteer. I'll just give you one example. My wife doesn't really work. She's a substitute teacher sometimes, but she doesn't have to work that much. My website does pretty well, and I'm a professor at Cal State San Bernardino, so we don't need the money really, at least for my wife not to work, so she can stay home with our 7-year-old. But anyway, she goes to the elementary school on Wednesdays, and she helps Cade's first grade teacher grade and file paperwork and all those kinds of things. So if you volunteered at a school, you volunteered at an organization once a week. I don't know if you have this time, by the way. You may not. But think about how much English you get that day. You'll get 8 or 9 hours of English all day long. So you have to kind of think outside the box on that. Now, if you're religious, go to an English-speaking church. Go to a church that matches your religious beliefs, and then you can hear the ideas in English. For example, today I go to church every Sunday, and today I'm going to church from 1:30 or 12:30 to 3:30 all day long. So that's something that also will give you a lot of English. So think about these ideas. Can you go to church here in the United States? Can you volunteer somewhere? Have you joined Toastmasters.org, where you can start giving speaking presentations each week in front of other native speakers? So really try to think outside the box right now. The more practice, and partly, Harpreet, here's kind of what happens is if you do these things, you become part of American culture. You begin to identify with what's happening in American culture, and guess what? You will lose your non-native speaker accent, but only if psychologically you feel like you're part of American culture. That really makes a big difference. Research indicates that if you actually identify and you feel like you're part of the new culture of the language in which you study, then there's a greater chance of removing the non-native speaker accent and sounding more like a native speaker. So these are things that you want to consider, I think, in terms of helping you speak more naturally. All right?